All right. So good morning, everyone. We- Welcome from Schulich School of Engineering at the University of Calgary. We are very pleased that you're able to join us this morning for this MEng general webinar. My name is Srikanth Nair. I'm a graduate program advisor in the MEng office here at the Schulich School of Engineering. This morning, I'm also joined by Emily Viat, Senior Manager, Experiential and Work Integrated Learning, Dana Miller, Manager, Graduate Admissions, Jennifer Whitnall, MEng Program Advisor, and Tommy Nguyen, MEng Academic Advisor. And once again, welcome all of you to the session. And now we'll move on to the land acknowledgement. The University of Calgary, oh, sorry. Okay. The University of Calgary, located in the heart of southern Alberta, both acknowledges and pays tribute to the traditional territories of the peoples of Treaty 7, which include the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprised of the Siksika, the Piikani and the Kainai First Nations, and the Tsuut'ina First Nation, and Stoney Nakoda, including Chiniki, Bearspaw, and the Goodstoney First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Districts 5 and 6. So regarding the agenda for this webinar, we'll start off by hearing from Emily Viard, and then I would walk you through a bit of the details on the university and the Schulich School of Engineering and the MEng program at large. Followed by that, we'll talk about the MEng internship program, and then we'll also have Dana Miller talking to you regarding the MEng admissions. And then at the end, the floor would be open for questions and answers. And please use the Q&A feature in your webinar setting to ask all the questions that you may have. So with this, I'm turning it over to Emily.
All. I'll keep it brief, but I just wanted to give a welcome on behalf of the Schulich School of Engineering. We're so pleased that you're considering us for our Masters of Engineering program. Academically, we have such a wonderful program and it's a great experience for students here. My area of expertise is really work integrated learning and making sure we're graduating students that are ready professionals to contribute to our field. You're going to hear more about it, but we were so excited this year to launch our Masters of Engineering internship program. So while you're here, you'll actually have the opportunity to have paid work experience in industry. We have wonderful employer connections and a long established undergraduate internship program, and we're excited to be able to offer that to our Masters of Engineering students. We work really hard and have employer specialists that build connections in Calgary, and we've been sharing a lot that we have keen Masters of Engineering students ready with engineering experience to work and help to complement the studies that you're doing here. You'll hear more about it in the presentation, but I just wanted to say how great of an opportunity this is for students and for us and for our employers, and we'd be excited if you considered the University of Calgary. So thank you again for joining us and look forward to connecting with you more.
All right. So thank you, Emily, and we are grateful to have you here today. And now we'll talk about our university. So the University of Calgary was founded in 1966, and there is a total of 5 campuses. So our MEng program is on the main campus, which occupies a beautiful setting with a view of the Rocky Mountains covering more than 200 hectares. That is actually an area larger than the Calgary's entire downtown. And we also have a downtown campus, a Foothills campus, which is a hospital where a medicine school is located. In fact, Foothills Medical Center, as it is called, is the largest hospital in Alberta. Then we have Spy Hill campus, and we also have a campus in Qatar. We have 14 faculties with over 250 programs, and we have more than 37,000 students currently with us. And it is worth mentioning that we are proud about the fact that our graduate employment rate is 96.3%, with 81.6% of the employed grads working in the fields related to their discipline. And your university ranks among the world's top 200 universities. Now, let's understand more on the Schulich School of Engineering and why choose Schulich School of Engineering for your grad studies or the MEng program. The question why MEng at Schulich can be answered through Schulich Engineering Edge. So, Schulich Engineering Edge comprises of the path to Schulich, education, work, and co-curricular experiences along with mental health and resiliency. So I'll take this opportunity to talk to you more about the experiences that you'll have outside the four walls of classroom. So first and foremost, I would like to highlight our engineering expertise at Schulich Makerspaces. So may it be a additive manufacturing equipment like a high-end 3D printer, for example, or maybe a subtractive manufacturing equipment like a CNC milling machine, or maybe a water jet used for cutting. So whatever may be your requirement in terms of that, we got it covered in our maker spaces. We also have some extraordinary experiences at Schulich Makerspaces. This includes our digital design lab, where we have equipments related to virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. We also have a lab for IoT, where we explore sensors and predominantly use for software development. Also at Schulich, we have a significant focus on wellness, mental health, and resiliency of our students. And thus, we have Bill Rosehart Wellness Room. Our former dean, Dr. Bill Rosehart, was deeply committed to enhancing student wellness. In recognition of his dedication, the Schulich Wellness Space has been renamed the Bill Rosehart Wellness Room. This dedicated space on the engineering campus is a place where you can connect and decompress between your classes and meet your friends and colleagues. Once you're here, you'll find a range of games and activities from, for example, say ping pong tables and shuffleboard and pinball machines to exercise bike desk. On top of this, we'll also have yoga sessions, including sleep yoga and meditation sessions, and we'll be having coloring and board games for that matter. And the newest addition to this list would be our office and energy pods. So office pod is a soundproof cabin where you can take a Zoom call, or you can attend an interview, or you can have some focus time to complete or finish up your assignment. So that's something which you can book ahead of time and then use it. We also have nap pods. So the energy pods, sorry, yeah, we also have energy pods. So energy pods are basically nap pods. And as you could imagine, that's a very cool thing where you can book a time slot and you can take a power nap during your daytime. And as you could probably imagine, nap pods are like, overbooked most of the times. Yeah. And now we'll move on to, sorry. Now we'll move on to the overview of the MEng program. So when we talk about the MEng program at large, this is a program which offered in 7 different engineering disciplines. And this program will help you stand out in a competitive job market and will take your career to exciting new heights. The expected duration of this program is 2 years without internship. And it also entails completing 10 courses to meet your MEng degree requirements. The scheduled classes for the MEng students would normally be from fall to winter, and spring summer would be a scheduled, sorry, spring summer would be a scheduled break. And the programs and specializations under the MEng umbrella offered are the biomedical engineering. We have chemical and petroleum engineering, where we have chemical, petroleum, and energy and environment specializations. Then we have civil engineering, where we have a project management specialization offered. We have environmental engineering, electrical and computer engineering, where we have energy and environment and software engineering and specializations offered. Then we have geomatics engineering, mechanical engineering with specializations in energy and environment, and pipeline engineering. And now let's talk about our flagship program, MEng internship program. So what is the MEng internship program? So continuing on our long-standing history of offering work integrated learning, the Schulich School of Engineering has launched MEng internship stream started this fall 2024. This dedicated MEng stream will allow students to participate in a paid internship as a program requirement. The internship component can be 8 months, 12 months, or 16 months. And that also means you can expect your ideally 2-year MEng program would be extended by a year or so if you are into the internship stream. In this stream, you will be required to complete 6 mandatory workshops. And the workshops will be on topics like, say, for example, professional networking or preparation of your CV and cover letter, for example, or interview practice in sessions, and similar topics that you would need to successfully grab a placement. And to this ensures your work readiness. And I would like to also highlight that these workshops are open to all MEng students. So irrespective of the fact whether you are in the internship stream or not, you can attend these workshops. But for the MEng internship stream students, these workshops are mandatory. The internships stream is integrated with specific academic courses. So while you're on your internship, you will be required to do one INTE course per term. And when we talk about a term, we are talking about 4 months. Since you have to do an internship of minimum 8 months, you will be required to complete 2 INTE courses. To be precise, that would be INTE 630.01 and INTE 630.02. These are the courses. These courses are kind of a self-reflection, I would say, and of the similar nature. And these courses, that INT courses that you do while you're on your internship, will not be counted towards your MEng degree requirement. So MEng degree requirement would be your 10 courses that would be separate from this. Also, there would be one performance evaluation per work term, and we call them WILO, Work Integrated Learning Outcome. And you will be required to complete this with your supervisor. And to apply for the internship stream, that's pretty much straightforward. All what you have to do is to select yes on the application to the internship question. Please know, as internship stream spots are limited and this program is competitive, seats are not guaranteed. If admitted, you will receive an admission letter for the MEng internship. Even if your application to internship stream is not successful per se, you could be still admitted to the MEng program, the regular MEng program. Now let's see. Now let's understand why choose MEng internship. With this internship stream, you can test drive your career and employer choices. By working in a chosen field, you'll have a better clarity on what direction do you want to take your learning and professional growth. This also helps you to ensure there is a fit with your preferences, values, and growth opportunities with your employer. As you may know, networking is a very important piece in this modern professional setting. And while you are on an internship, you will meet many engineering professionals and you can develop industry contacts, which would be very significant for you as you grow into a professional engineer. At the end of the program, with the internship designation will appear on your parchment. So the final parchment would mention the designation with internship, and this will prepare you for a professional engineering career in Canada. Now let's look at the MEng internship participation eligibility. So once admitted to the MEng internship program, to be eligible to participate in the stream, you will need to be in the good academic standing. That means you will need a GPA of 3.0 or above out of 4 for the MEng courses that you will be enrolling in your first 2 terms. The ideal window to begin your internship placement will be from spring 2025 to fall 2025. That would be the ideal window. And from May 2025, that's, yeah, spring 2025 is May 2025. Sorry, May 2026, spring 2026. Yeah. By that time, you should have completed 50% of your MEng program. That will be 5 courses out of the 10 MEng courses that you will need to complete. It is important to note that you cannot graduate directly after the internship, as you need to come back to campus as a full-time student and complete the remainder of your MEng program. And that will be anywhere between 2 to 5 courses, depending on your course choices. Now, apart from this, you'll also find other opportunities here at UCalgary. So depending on the requirements, departments will be recruiting second year students as TAs. to help the professors manage classes. So requirements for TA position normally include a good academic standing, and the applicant should be on track to complete the MEng program in 2 years. And moreover, from time to time, there may be other requirements as stipulated. Then we also have transformative talent internship managed by the Faculty of Graduate Studies. So TTI is an option for the students to do an internship who are not part of the MEng internship stream. TTIs provide the graduate students with the opportunity to explore their transferable skills and gain professional experience in a work integrated learning context. And one of the differences between TTI and the MEng internship stream would be MEng internship stream is unique to Schulich, whereas TTI is university wide. Before I pass it over to the next speaker, I have a short video to share. All right, as you can see, we have a very vibrant campus here at the UCalgary. And with this, I'll turn it over to Dana to talk to you about the MEng admissions. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Thank you, Srikant. You can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, good. So hello, everyone. It's great to join you this morning to talk about admission to the MEng programs. My name is Dana Miller, and I'm the manager for graduate admissions in the Faculty of Graduate Studies. My team oversees admission to all of the MEng programs, and we are here for you throughout your application process to answer any questions that you might have. So if you wanted to go to the next slide, Srikant. The first thing I'll do is just go through which documents and preparations you need to make in order to submit your application. So the first thing you'll need to make sure that you have unofficial copies of your transcripts and degree certificates, if applicable, for every post-secondary institution you attended, even if you attended the institution for one transfer course or an exchange program. It is extremely important that all institutions attended are declared on the application so that we can review your entire academic history. You'll need to upload copies of your transcripts after your application has been submitted, and you'll receive further instructions in an automated email that you receive after submitting the application. The next thing we'll need is your GPA calculation worksheet. As part of the application, there is a question that has a link to the worksheet and instructions for filling it out. You'll be asked to complete the worksheet using the last 2 years of your degree program to determine your GPA. And then after you submit your application again, you'll be able to upload this worksheet as one of your supporting documents. And then the other two items on this list are depending on your individual status. So if you've attended an institution for a previous degree program that is located in Canada, the United States, the United Kingdom, or Australia, you're exempt from needing an English language proficiency test. Also, if you have attended an institution for a previous degree program that is listed on the WHED website with English as the only language of instruction, then you're also exempt from needing an ELP test. And then for all other applicants, we do require an ELP test. The tests that are acceptable are TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, and PTE. There are also a few more tests that we accept, so if you want information about that or you need help finding the minimum acceptable scores for each test, just contact us and we can clarify that for you. And then if you are a permanent resident of Canada, we do require a scan of your PR card, both the front and the back, and that can be emailed to meng@ucalgary.ca, and we will add that to your application for you. So all of these items are going to show up on your to-do list in your student center after an application is submitted. We will only review the application once all the items have been submitted, and then we'll reach out if we need any more information. Official transcripts and references are not required as part of the application, but just know that if you are offered admission, then after you're offered admission, we will need your official transcripts after you receive your letter and before you start your program. All right, next slide, please. Right, to navigate to the application portal from the University of Calgary homepage, you can select Future Students tab, which you can see just under the Faculty of Graduate Studies header there in the screenshot. And then from there, you can select Graduate and then How to Apply. And you will land on this page that you see here in the screenshot. And that will provide you, this entire page has some helpful information that can help you determine which category of applicant you are, and some general info about the application. And then at the top in the red bar, there is a link called Download the PDF Application Guide. This is a PDF document that shows you exactly what the application looks like. It shows you each and every page of the application, and it also gives you helpful tips for each page. It's a great tool if you want to prepare yourself for the application and how to answer the questions, so definitely check it out. All right, next slide, please. So as for the admissions timeline, applications are already open as of September 1st. For the fall intake, they will close on March 1st for international applicants, and then on May 1st for domestic applicants. The MEng in software engineering is the only MEng program with an additional intake in the spring semester. This intake is for those who do not have a software engineering academic background and will need to complete an additional 3 foundational courses in the spring and summer term before joining the regular program in fall. And so the deadline for the spring intake for software engineering is December 15th for international applicants, and then April 1st for domestic applicants. We review applications and revert decisions as quickly as we can. However, we do receive a high volume of applications, so you can expect to wait a few weeks for a decision. We do review applications on a rolling basis, so applications are continually being reviewed, and we do recommend that you apply early. And so if you've already applied, then your application is under review and we'll let you know if we have any questions. Make sure to clear your to-do list, make sure that you've uploaded all the documents that you need to. And we do stay very connected to our international student services team to understand current processing times for study permit applications. And these timelines vary for different countries as well. So you can rest assured that we are reviewing your application with these timelines in mind. And then if you are an international applicant, I know a big thing on your mind will probably be that starting in 2025, the master's degree students will need a provincial attestation letter or a PAL to accompany their study permit application. We're still working to gather information about this process. It's a relatively new announcement. So once we have information to share about when and how students will get their PAL if they are admitted, of course, we will share that with you. Right. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the graduate tuition and fees. The calendar that is now live on the University of Calgary website is for the current academic year that we are in right now. And so the calendar for the 2024-2025 year will be released in March. Therefore, we do not have concrete fee information to share with you at this time, as fees are subject to change each year. But if you do navigate to the link here that you see on the screen and select graduate tuition and fees and then graduate course-based tuition, you'll be able to scroll down in the table to the Master of Engineering row and then find the domestic and international tuition rates per course. To calculate the total tuition for the program, you could multiply the per course fee listed in the calendar by 10 courses, as that is how many you will take in the MEng program. With the exception of the spring software intake, which will take 13 courses. So for this program, you would multiply the per course fee by 13. Again, this won't be an exact tuition amount that you can expect to pay because they do change every year, but this will give you a good starting point and a good idea. Then at the bottom of the table on this same page that I was talking about, you can scroll all the way down and then you'll be able to see the internship fees. And then you can use this same link to navigate to the graduate general fees page in the calendar to understand the general fees. General fees cover things like insurance, transit pass, campus recreation, and some of these fees are assessed annually, so once per year, and then some are assessed per term. All right, so that's it for me. If you have any questions about the admissions process, I'd be happy to answer them in the Q&A session, which is coming up, but I will hand it back over to Srikant now.
Srikant, you are on mute.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. So yeah. So yeah, thanks Dana for the admissions piece here. And then yeah, as such, the presentation is over, and then the floor is now open for the questions and answers. So you can use the chat function or the Q&A function in the webinar setup to ask all the questions that you may have. If you would like to talk, yeah, that's also a possibility. So yeah, please raise your hands and we can take it forward. All right, so there are two questions currently in the just a second. I have this floater button covering my chat box here now. All right, so we have a question. Does the internship program extend to the pipeline engineering program as well? Yeah, so to answer that question, yeah, I can answer it live here. So to answer that question, the internship programs are available for all the MEng programs, except exception of the MEng software, which we are working to have more details in the coming few weeks. So we do not know at this point in time whether software would be eligible for the internship program, but all other MEng programs, including the pipeline, yes, it would be eligible for the internship.
All right, there's a question here that I can answer about the GPA. I think it's about the GPA calculation spreadsheet. So basically, in the application, there's going to be a program question about the GPA calculation. In that question, it'll give you a link to a worksheet, which is just an Excel spreadsheet with some formulas built into it, and then an instruction sheet for how to fill out the worksheet. So what you'll be doing is you'll be looking at your bachelor's degree program, and you'll be taking the last 2 years of the program and entering the course information for those last 2 years into the worksheet. So you'll be entering the credits and you'll be entering the numerical grade values for the courses. And then the pre-built formulas that are in this spreadsheet will calculate your GPA for the last 2 years. So at the end of the spreadsheet, at the very bottom, you'll have a number, which will be your calculated GPA for the last 2 years of your program. And then you'll be asked to enter that into the program questions that are asking about the GPA. And then if you are struggling with this worksheet or something's kind of confusing, of course, you can reach out to meng@ucalgary.ca and we can help you if we know sometimes transcripts are a little bit tricky, and some of them don't transfer very easily or very logically to the worksheet. So if you're having any issues, just let us know.
Okay, so we have another question. So am I audible properly? Just to clarify that. Yeah. All right. So we have another question here. What are the courses for civil engineering? So in the civil engineering, there would be you'll be doing 10 courses, and that's for the regular civil engineering program. And you will also have a specialization in project management if you would like to choose. What I can do is, if your question is regarding the specific courses that you are likely to enroll, we do not have an answer for that now because every year this could change. But still, what I can share with you would be the course sequencing for this year, fall 2024. But please keep in mind that is something that is binding only for the students started in fall 2024. And when you start in fall 2025, this would be different. This could be different. Yeah. So, but then this would give you a kind of an idea on what exactly would be the pattern you're looking at or the kind of courses or the nature of the courses. So what I can do is I can add a link here in the chat so that it'll be easy for you to refer back. Just give me a moment. So I've plugged in a link in the chat, which would take you to a home page of all the programs. So if you're interested in civil engineering, you basically need to click on civil engineering in that page and then navigate to MEng course based. In that page, you will be able to see something called what are the courses I would be taking. There you'll be able to see a PDF file, which you can refer to have an understanding on the kind of courses or the nature of the courses that you will be taking. And that's not only for civil. For this page would be explaining the courses on all the programs as such. So if you're interested in geomatics, for example, navigate to that tab and you'll be able to find information.
All right, there are a few questions after this about an application fee waiver. Unfortunately, we do not waive the application fee for anyone. The application fee is used for the review of the application. It can be a very time-consuming process. So unfortunately, we do not offer application fee waivers.
I can answer the question about tuition fees being covered by paid internship. So internship payments is not a scholarship. So there's a varying amount of what you might make during internship. The average has been for our undergraduate students for a year of work, 55,000 Canadian. However, that is an average and it's based on different industries, field work requirements, things like that. So you're actually paid from the employer in cash. It can certainly help paying for your future tuition, but it's not a stipend or a scholarship that goes directly to your tuition, as I know some other models are. An internship is not guaranteed. If you are admitted into the program, students do need to apply for jobs on our job board, and they need to secure employment with a company. However, we do our best to support students that are in the internship program through employer relations, support with job applications, and in our typically in our undergraduate program, around 80% of the people that are admitted into the program do secure employment.
We have
David,
another
your
question.
question about the pipeline engineering, I think I think that was for the course requirements. So if you do follow that link that Srikan posted in the chat, then you should be able to find the pipeline engineering courses as well. It'll be under the mechanical and manufacturing engineering. So open that document up and you should find the pipeline engineering courses. And there's a question here about funded positions. Sorry, forget. We're just trying to talk at the same time. There's a question here about whether it's possible to be fully funded for the master's degree. The MEng, it's a course-based program, so unfortunately it is not funded. So any kind of funding or scholarships that students obtain for their program would be obtained from external sources.
We have another question here. Would there be any information session on thesis-based program or the strictly a web MEng course-based? So this program is strictly MEng course-based. And for the thesis-based information, you might want to review the website and try to contact the department for more information, and they would be definitely able to assist you with all the questions that you may have.
All right, the next question is from someone from Ghana who is wondering if they're exempt from needing the ELP test. And so the answer to your first question is we do exempt people from the ELP test if the institution is listed on that WHED website with English as the only language of instruction. We do want to make sure that the previous education that you've received has been in English, given this is an academic program, so we want to make sure academically that you have been prepared. So it doesn't depend on where you're from, it more so depends on which institution you attended for your first degree program. And then your next question is about scholarship opportunities. So unfortunately, we don't know of any, I don't think there are any scholarships that are widely available to any Master of Engineering student. But we do have a graduate awards portal, and there are a ton of scholarships in there, but they're all very specific to people in certain circumstances. So we always recommend that people visit the grad awards portal, take a look. You can filter it by keywords and kind of narrow your search down a little bit. But because each of the awards has kind of very specific parameters, and we don't know you and all your specific information and history and experience, you might qualify for one of these awards and we would have no idea. So please do look through that graduate awards portal and then see if you qualify for any of them, and you're welcome to apply for them. And then how long does the application review take? Like I mentioned in the presentation, you can expect it to take a few weeks. I also mentioned in the presentation that we are aware of the specific timelines for international students regarding study permits and that kind of thing. So we are reviewing applications with that information in mind to make sure that we are reverting decisions with enough time to for you to complete a study permit application and do everything you need to do that's involved with that. We always do recommend that even now at the application phase, if you've already applied, just start looking into this right now, like all the documents you'll need for a study permit application, timelines for your country and that kind of thing, just so you can really, really prepare yourself. So you're not starting that process once you receive an offer letter that you've already kind of, you know, all the information. So once you receive an offer letter, you can kind of hit the ground running with your application. And the next question too is about the IELTS scores, so I can answer that one as well. The question is, when should I prepare my IELTS scores for the fall? So you are welcome to apply for the program without having already completed the ELP test, but just know that we can't do any review on your application until we actually receive your ELP scores. So your application will just kind of sit there until we actually get your official IELTS scores. So if you are planning to apply for the fall, then my recommendation would be to take your test as soon as possible and apply as soon as possible. And if those things don't exactly line up, just know that it is okay to apply first before you have your scores, but we won't be able to make any decisions or anything or do any of the review without your official scores on file. I can answer this one too. Is it mandatory to pay the whole 2 years tuition fee upfront if admission is offered, or if only one semester would be fine to start? That's a good question. So the way that the tuition and general fees are assessed is each term you will have fees due. So if you're admitted, for example, for fall 2025, you'll have a deposit to pay, and the tuition deposit will go towards your tuition fees for your first semester in the program. But aside from the tuition deposit, you will not actually owe any fees until mid-September. In mid-September, the fees will be due for your fall semester only. So only the general fees and the tuition fees that were assessed for fall will be due in fall, and that won't be due until mid-September. And then again, the fees will be assessed for winter term, and then the winter term fees will be assessed or will be due, sorry, in mid-January, and so on and so forth. And then the next question I can answer too. Someone's asking if they can submit an English proficiency letter from their university. I mean, that's not an official route that we accept an ELP waiver. You're welcome to provide this. And if you are requesting a waiver for some reason, we can submit this to the graduate program director and the admission committee for review. However, that process may take a little bit longer. And since it's not one of the guaranteed paths, we can't guarantee that that would be that would have a positive outcome. So it's a little bit uncertain whether that would be favorable or not. And that's why we always just recommend that if you don't qualify for a waiver based on our waiver criteria, that you do go ahead and take an ELP test. If you're looking for one with a little bit of a quicker results, for example, we do accept Duolingo. You can get results pretty quickly from that test. So that's a good option if you're looking for something quick to take.
All right. I also see a raised hand. So, Bezalel, if you could type in your question, we could probably try and answer that. Would that be a possibility? Okay, I don't see a question from the person who raised the hand, but then we have another question here. So I'll just lower the attendees' hands here. We have another question coming up. Okay, so we have an internship question here. So
So the internship program, it's a full-time job, so you take a break in the middle of your studies. So for example, you would be here for the fall and the winter semester studying, and then you could start your internship in May for 8 to 12 months. And then you return afterwards. So you are allowed to kind of take a full break from your studies. If you are in the internship program, it doesn't impact your study permit, and you would get a letter to apply to be eligible for a work permit this time. So it does extend the course of your degree. However, you're getting valuable work experience.
all right. Seeing no more questions, I think we are coming to a close of this. If you have more questions, you can definitely email us. So I'll share the details on the email IDs and how exactly you would be able to contact us. So there are a couple of ways in which you can contact us. One would be through email, that is meng@ucalgary.ca. Being said that, if you'd like to talk to somebody, for example, if you'd like to explain something to anybody and then have a conversation on that topic that you have, you can also use our Waitwell queue management feature. So Waitwell queue management feature is basically a feature that allows you to talk to us either in person or virtually. If it's a virtual session, it will be through Zoom. If it's in person, you have to be here in Calgary in our office. That's ENC 205. So On every day, the queue would open up with various slots available for that day. So for example, say by 9 o'clock Mountain Time, if you could see the Waitwell link that is available on the Schulich website, you can see what are the slots available for in-person as well as virtual. And these patterns of in-person and virtual might change depending on the time of the year and the events that will be happening here and things like that. But still, you will be having opportunity to talk to any of the MEng program advisor during a regular business days. And one more easiest way, what I normally communicate to the students or the applicants or the people who are like would like to get onto the queue is that if you're unable to find this information on how to get onto the Waitwell queue, if you're unable to find that information on the Schulich website, the easiest way that you could probably do is you can go to Google, type the keywords UCalgary Schulich Waitwell advising. The first page result that pops up is the right page where you'll be able to find all the information regarding the time slots available for you to talk to somebody. So if you're looking at an in-person conversation, you might want to come in here, or if you're looking at a virtual conversation, then you have to hop onto the virtual queue, and then you will be getting a Zoom link to your mail ID that you'll be registering while you are on getting onto the Waitwell queue, and then we can have a quick chat. You'll be able to talk to the MEng program advisors regarding whatever questions that you may have. And with this, yeah, thank you so much once again for all the panelists and the attendees here, and we look forward to welcoming you come fall 2025. Thank you so much once again, and all the very best.